on that. Did I get it? Did I hit it with the arm? No, I didn't. Whatever. Hater. Well, glad to be back. There's a lot of things that's going to be going on in this show. First, let's start off by saying thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you haven't, click the thumbs up. You gotta click it to ticket. Get your ticket to click it. In it to win it, whatever. So, we also want to do a correction for Angel's Boutique on our last show. We accidentally put the email address instead of the web address. So, to get any of her lovely clothing, you can go to angelsboutique.com. Tell her LMAJ sent you. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a percentage off too, just because you said that you win it. No? Okay, whatever. So, we also have the healthy living tip, as well as our new juice, the Holy Green, as well as a new business spotlight. But now let's get right into our current events. 2 weeks ago, I brought up the Ebola virus, right? So now they have 2 people that they brought to Atlanta, Georgia at Emory Hospital. Now, I understand that there were some people who went on a mission over there to Nigeria and other parts of Africa to help these children, or rather the people there, from this virus. Now, they brought them back to the States after they have already been infected with Ebola to treat them. Now, the spokeswoman from Emory Hospital said that she believes that it's the right thing to do to treat these people. I'm not saying don't treat them, but why didn't you treat them over there in Nigeria, or set up some type of hospital or any type of medical attention for the people there? Yeah, let's bring them on back to the States and infect everybody. It'll be like the movie Outbreak with the little monkey and everybody was bleeding from their eyeballs. Yeah, well, we don't want a reenactment of that. So, this Ebola virus, it starts off like flu-like symptoms. So if you're having an itchy, sore throat, fever, you're feeling a little nauseous, you might want to get that checked out. And it also, they're not saying it can be airborne, but I believe it can. They're saying that it can be spread from an infectious person by bodily fluids. So don't drink off anyone. Boyfriend, girlfriend, or not. No boo. Either way it goes. About 930 people have already died from the Ebola virus. Count me out. I want to be part of that. So, let's get right into it. Our next segment. How would you like to have sex with multiple people and your partner says it's okay? Would you do it? Sex. It's everywhere, right? You see it on TV, it's on movies, and it's also probably going on in your bedroom right now, and you're not even there. I hope not. That wouldn't be cool. But really, did you guys think about that question that I asked you? How would you like it? How many people would you sleep with right now? Don't include me in your answer. So, let's get right into it, okay? Now, to be the journalist that I am, I had to gather some information. So I actually went to one of these parties. It wasn't anything like I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be naked bodies everywhere, people slanging ding-dongs and ho-hos and Twinkies, but that wasn't the case. Now, the bottom part of the I guess you could say club, because that's the way it's set up. It has a bar, you bring your own drinks, they have a kitchen area. They also have a dance floor with a stripper pole that no men are allowed to touch. Understandably, that kind of looks weird, a man on a pole. I digress. Anyway, they also had a DJ. And then they had the pool table where I was kicking ass. Yes, your girl's an avid pool player. Don't run up, you might get sharked. So, I was down there just frolicking and mingling. And upstairs is where all the action takes place. You know, there's beds under beds and over beds, and this stuff everywhere. Anyway it goes, I was playing pool, and then some gentleman walked up to me. He said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm good, how are you?" "I'm good. What's your name?" Now I was like, should I really tell you my real name? I don't know how I feel about it. Let me think about it. So I asked him what his name is. At first I didn't understand it. Then I asked him again. He said, "Gorilla." I said, I'm sorry, what? "Gorilla." I said, "Gorilla? Oh, it's nice to meet you." In the back of my head, I'm like, now I'm ready one too. Ooh, sorry. Hope you're not watching. Yeah, so this party, you actually have to pay to get in. That's interesting. I'm going to come back to that later. And they're private and by invite only. So you can't just come up and say, hey, Tony told me about it down the street. No, you have to have some type of RSVP. What's going on with you now, right? So, of course, I stayed from upstairs. I didn't want nobody to take my cookies. I like my cookies in the jar, okay? What else? Oh, you know what? They also had like a little dance contest. I said, oh, okay, this isn't bad. Okay, but then it was the birthday people. So all the birthday people sat down, and it was like a dry humping session on the floor. I didn't know how I felt about it. I was watching, kind of laughing a little bit, but I don't know. It was just a different experience. I know I'm very open-minded, but that was just a little too open for me, okay? Now, we posed this question on Instagram. Would you invite a third person into your bedroom? A majority of the people said yes. And a lot of the people who said yes were actually married. Now let's get into it. After we put it on the screen, just hold on 1 second, y'all. Alright, so there's our question. Would you invite a third person into your bedroom? Now, I'm going to pick and choose the ones that I like the most. Now, and excuse me if I mispronounce your name. It's nothing on purpose. Now, from our first lady, her name is Narissa Nefertari. She says, yes, it's fun for both of us. We have done it many times, laugh out loud. 5 years strong now. The insecure and jealous should not try. Insecure and jealous. As a person, how do you turn off your feelings, especially when you're in a relationship? Now, for you to just say, I'm not jealous, in order for you to say that, don't you have to go through that encounter? Of course you do. So, for you seeing someone else having sex with your mate, how does that not make you jealous? Let's leave that to the open, all right? Our man B_for real 27 said, only another female. Well, why not have a male? And I asked him that question too. Because, hey, you didn't specify. What if your girlfriend wanted another man in the bedroom? And what if she wanted him to do something to you? Would you still be open to that threesome? Talk about wanting junk in your trunk, but not the way you want it. All right. Our next one, Slim Fit Brick. She always gives us some good stuff, right? She said, nope, I wouldn't have anybody in my room. If you need a third person to spice it up, you might need to work on yourself. Laughing but serious. Too many STDs floating around for all that. And the time you would take to get the person tested, which most people probably don't do, you can go to Lover's Lane or other sex stores. They have aisles of spice. I second that motion. If you have someone else that you want to kind of join in the bedroom, maybe you're not doing what you need to do, okay? They have videos for that. And you can also practice if you're not, I don't know, let's say if you don't want to practice with another person, they have those live test dummies, the ones that's made with the real skin. It only costs about a couple $1,000, but hey, at least you want to get a venereal disease. Last one. Ronin_truth114. Now hers was the most interesting. She says, my husband and I are very much in love. On average, we have 1 threesome a year, give or take. It's like wine tasting or kayaking. It has nothing to do with relationship problems. It's fun and it makes us fall deeper in love with one another. Like kayaking and wine tasting? That's an interesting comparison. If that's the case, I would never want to drink any wine or go kayaking because I can't swim. Okay? So that probably just says a lot right there. For those two activities, sex and other extracurricular activities, I don't think those two can be compared, especially when you are having sex with other people. Because at that point, when you do enter someone else, you wind up getting into their spirit. You have feelings. There's other things that transpire besides just sex. So for people to say, I'm only doing this because it feels good or it just living in the moment, you're going to be thinking about that later on. Because what if you fall in love with that third person? Check and mate. Yeah, think about that too. All right. Oh, how can I possibly forget? So why am I sitting up here talking to myself after I told all you guys I'm going to have guests? You want to know why? Because at the last minute, everybody said, oh my God, I'm going to be in front of a camera talking? I can't do that. If it was on the radio, maybe, but camera, no, I can't do it because, you know, I don't want people knowing my business. Riddle me this, Batman. Okay, how can I put this? You're publicly private. Let me further elaborate. So you can put all these pictures on Facebook, Instagram of you doing so many sexual activities, but when it comes to actually putting it out there and saying, hey, yeah, this is what I do, and be confident in what you do, why not share that? You want to know why I think you don't share that? It's because you're looking for social acceptance. Who cares about what other people think that you do? Do you? Isn't that what you guys say now? Do you, boo? Snatch and grab. Do you? Okay? I mean, we live in the world of sex. Hell, everybody's doing it. Not the swinging. I'm just talking about it, because that's all I'm doing. So don't misconstrue this. All right? All right, we have another couple of comments to go through Facebook. I'm going to make this real quick, okay? So on Facebook, Sharon Agel said, Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't think I need to say anything else more about that. If you're not religious or spiritual, perhaps look into that and see what happens from there. Talks about homosexuality and other things and the Dead Sea. But look that up if you're not familiar. Diana Jones said, my bedroom things need to stay private. Completely understand that. Now, our first male that actually put his 2 cents in, Stephen McDowell, he says, inclusions in a diamond only devalues its worth. He just told you a whole lot, didn't he? You can't share a diamond with everyone because everyone is not worthy. That's why they made cubic zirconias, okay? All right, last one, my favorite. Lana Aiden Shy Mommy Wicks. Girl, that's a long Facebook name. She said, no, I wouldn't have a third person in my bedroom because it's nasty. Why get married? You catching something. It's human nature to defend what's yours. They can't say feelings of jealousy or some kind of conflict when someone else is involved. I can't see it. I agree with you 110%. Now, I'm not going to keep ranting and raving. I'm going to go powder my face and go kick somebody's dog. Oh, wait, I shouldn't say that on camera. That's animal abuse. I'm going to do something. Come back. To talk to because I have a lot of questions that need to be answered, but some of them were actually answered when I just had a off-the-record conversation with a specific couple, and of course their identities will not be shared because that's just too much. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what do you think the difference between swinging and being promiscuous is? There's not too much of a difference. In my opinion, the only difference is that you're actually in a relationship and the other person knows how many partners that you have, depending on the situation. Because like I said from before, one of those partners may develop feelings for that third wheel or that third person that they invite in the bedroom. People are human, so you are going to have some type of feelings involved. If you say I'm not jealous or I never felt jealous or now I'm comfortable with it, why are you now comfortable with it? Probably because you suppressed your feelings about being jealous in the first place since you know that's what your partner wants to do. Have you ever thought about it that way? Keep that in consideration. Now the other thing that I found that was very interesting about these parties is that they don't do any STD testing for their members. Of course, they push for them to get it before they come to the parties, but the major thing that they do is hand out contraceptives. That's great. But if I were to join something like that, not to say that I would, but if I were to join, I would think one of the stipulations would be to have STD testing and show your results in order for your membership to be active. Perhaps that needs to be implemented. That came from Element. Don't try to take all the credit, y'all. But see, I'm also wondering what is the reason why they didn't do that. Will they deny some people because of their results? You know, a lot of people are walking around with things that you don't want, and a lot of times they won't tell you. So let's not live in the moment. Swinging, yeah, sounds fun, but think about what you're doing before you get into the act of. As I get a little more comfortable. Now, if that person does develop feelings for that third wheel, what happens then? I actually have a story for that. Now, I don't personally know this couple, but one of my friends said this is what happened to one of the couple. Now, the husband introduced the wife to the swinging lifestyle. They did it for a couple of years, and everything was great. They introduced another female into their lives, or their relationship, or marriage rather. And what happened from that? The wife developed feelings for the female that was invited. So as she was preparing to leave her husband, he came home one day and he actually killed her, shot her in the head. And as soon as he killed her, their oldest child walked in the room and he shot himself. So not only has he scarred his child, but as well as ending their lives over something as meaningless as sex. So when you say sex is just sex, is it really? Sex is much more than what we make it out to be. That's why it should only be done between a husband and a wife. That's what makes it so special. If you share your gift with everyone, is it still a gift? Not if everyone is taking it from the same pot. How embarrassing is it if you go out with your husband or your wife and they say, oh, he or she is no good in bed. I already know how that is. So with them trying to act like they're all happy, they're not. Cut yourself the embarrassment. It's uncalled for. And quite frankly, it's scary. You can get something, you may get a package that you can't deliver to sender. Okay? You can't resend that. Ooh, don't live in a moment. Don't live in a moment. But yeah. Coming up next, we have our business spotlight. What up, y'all? So, we're here juicing with Jay. I've already juiced it, so here's the J. Holy green, right? You can't get any greener than that. What's in it, you say? Well, let me just tell you. We have Swiss chard, dandelion root, parsley, apple, lime, and romaine lettuce. What? She juiced some lettuce? Yes, I did. And you wonder why I did that? Because I'm always on the go. Every day I'm doing something. A lot of times I don't get to steam my vegetables as much as I want to, so why not either put it in a blender or a juicer and just drink it? You can take this jar and go on the go. As you can see, this is a glass jar. It's a mason jar. So when you take the top off, the lid stays on to keep all of the air out of the jar. Because you will lose some nutrients if you juice it and put it in the refrigerator. The ice box, as the old folks say. I'm not talking about y'all actually like ice boxes, okay? Anywho's, we're going to roll right into the healthy living tip as well. Covering your mouth. How vital is that? I wish it was a common sense law. So every time someone coughed and they didn't cover their mouth, I could just slap them in the face. Because I don't want whatever is in your mouth on my face. Do you know how far spit travels when you're talking? Yes, like now. Like it's like a million gazillion particles all over the camera lens right now. But even when you sneeze and you're in public, come on, man, just cover your mouth. Now for adults, I don't want you to cover your mouth with your hand. Why not? Because you touch everything. So when I come to meet you, you say, hey, how you doing? And I look at your hand like, hey, give me some dab. Elbow? Yeah. So when you sneeze or cough, right in the elbow. You want to know why? Because no one ever just comes up and like massages the inner part of your elbow. okay? It doesn't happen. So that's my healthy living tip, guys. Cover your mouth. I can't put it any simpler, all right? So, stay tuned, and we're going to sweep you away with our business spotlight. I'm sweeping. You just can't see the broom. Business spotlight. We are now introducing Twilight Cleaning Services. So if you're tired of doing your own cleaning, this is definitely a business that you want to reach out to. They're a family-owned business, and they're licensed and bonded. So they're not a fly-by-night, hey, I'll clean your house for a couple of bucks type of company. They've been established since 2009, and I've met the owner herself, Miss Shirley. She's a very nice woman. You can also find her business on Angie's List. And you know, if they're on Angie's List, you got to be great, because Angie has a real commercial on real TV, okay? They do a really good job. Now, they serve the south suburbs, so if you're in that area, go ahead and give them a call. The services that they offer are residential maid services, commercial janitorial services, as well as housekeeping for small businesses. And if that's not to your fancy, they also do light hoarding cases. So if you know someone who has an abundance of a lot of things in their house, but not too much, you can give these people, you can give this service a call. Now, they also offer special rates for retired seniors, as well as those who are on chemotherapy. Now, she said something that I really like, and I'm going to share it. Don't let the dust bunnies become your newest pet. Great phrase, Shirley. Now, if you want to get in contact with them, of course, you can find their web address on the bottom of the screen, and at the end of the show, we'll provide that. But if you need to talk to her right now, she can be reached at 708-510-5742. Give Twilight Cleaning Services your business, and tell them that you got this advertisement from C.O.N.V.O. Sounding off. I had to get comfortable, y'all. Got the yam showing and everything. See the shoes? Check out the shoes. Won't be walking downtown in those. So, if I hear about one more adult saying, I was diagnosed with ADD. No, you don't have ADD. Just stop what you're doing. Put down the smartphone, tablet, video camera, instant messaging. Just stop some of the technology for 2 seconds and pay attention. You got a pill for that? Yeah, take that one. It's called a reality check. Common courtesy. Where can I get some? Target, Sears, Walmart, Sam's Club. How about that? Because I can't find anyone else to have it. If I say hello, aren't you supposed to say hello back? No? How about you just walk up somewhere on your cell phone and you're like, hey, yeah, hold on a second. What you say, girl? Really? How you gonna tell the person who's getting ready to take your order, or the waitress or whomever, they need to hold on so you can finish your conversation? Go jump off a cliff. How about that? Okay, so the last thing too is people in their driving habits. Now, I know I fall subject to this too. You shouldn't text and drive. You know, they have it posted everywhere. But, I mean, for real, people are eating while they're driving, putting on makeup, checking their hair, maybe getting a piercing or a tattoo. Just pay attention to the road. Wherever you're going, I'm sure you're going to see that person, talk to them, whatever. Pay attention to what you're doing. Because I know if you veer off in my lane and hit my cyanide, oh, buddy, the shoe's coming off for real. Along with anybody else. Okay. Now, to wrap up the show, I'm going to give a little tidbit, all right? Now, I didn't do this show to get on people about swinging to say that you shouldn't do it, because who am I to say that? I'm not going to step on a soapbox and judge you, because I'm in no position to do that. All I'm saying is be who you are. Don't be afraid of what people might think or say about you, because regardless of the fact if you do good or bad, people are always going to have something to say. So, with that being said, just have a reflection of yourself and make sure that you're happy with what you're doing. The only way that you will see that you don't want to do what you're doing because of someone else's thoughts Does that make any sense? Nope. Well, this was an awesome show. Gotta pat myself on the back. And I want to thank everyone once again for holding on tight with me. Angel's Boutique, thank you. And I also want to thank my nail tech. Yes, a nail tech has a nail tech. Say something smart. Thank you, Nanette. Got you, girl. Sorry, guys, she's not taking any new clients. Also, I want to thank Twilight Cleaning Services for advertising with us. We thank you. And you guys stay tuned for the next episode, because you know we keep it juicy as possible. And perhaps on this next episode, I'll have somebody else to talk to besides myself. Well, and the camera. All right, y'all. Keep it locked.
To the limit. Music non-stop. Music non-stop. Music is the key.